lovely Marshall blenders. How are you? How are you? How are you guys doing? Here is a friend of mine that I haven't seen in over 30 years. 30 years. I don't know how that's possible if we're still 22. She came in for a hair makeover, essentially. She hadn't had her hair straightened in a long time. Her hair was in its natural state. And she wanted a change. She wanted to do something to kind of camouflage the grays that she has. I loved what she said. She said, you know, people would be like, "Hey, you have something in your hair. Has that happened to you? You have something in your hair," and it's like, no, it's hair. It is hair. I wound up using Total Control from Matrix 7NA, and then I went in and added my identity 9BB, 9 brown beige. I do that from time to time. I will mix toners. Sometimes I'll mix Vibrance, Igora Vibrance, with a my identity or with a Matrix or with another kind of toner. You know what I mean? I'm here for it. I'm here for it. So what I'm doing here is giving her a K18 treatment, first with the chelator and then with the molecular repair. Remember, K18 is not a bond repair treatment. It is a molecular repair. It is a molecular repair treatment. So her hair was very long. In fact, it was very long. But if you see the ends, those ends did not let me twist them. So I did want to give it as much of a treatment as possible. We did a deep conditioning, but what you will see is that when it comes time to tone, that's when I start the cutting. That is when I began the cutting, because it was definitely what she had told. So she had told me, and I was like, no, it can't be it can't be like that. But she was like, you're gonna have to cut a lot, and she's like the ideal, client when it comes to removing damaged hair. Sometimes people don't want to get rid of the damaged hair. She was quite the opposite. She says, nope, cut what you got to cut. Let's go. And she's always been like that. She told me that the last person she went to didn't want to cut so much hair, and I get it, because let me tell you something. There is such a fear when it comes to cutting hair, and that's because then you don't want the person to then cry because they cut too much, or try and complain and say you are scissor happy. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's part of the reason why a lot of times people will cut less than, and also the reality is, you can always take off, but you can't add on. So that's another reason why people will cut less than what they think is necessary. But in her case, she gave me the full go, and we were able to do that. And let me tell you something, her hair is definitely happier for it. After this toning her hair, we shampooed. I used Redken All Soft shampoo. I used the mixture of Mizani's Fusion for Strength and Fusion for Hydration, or moisture, Fusion for Moisture, with the conditioner. Also, I left that in for a long time, and then we washed the deep conditioner off and then conditioned her hair. We did have to cut a lot. And her hair is definitely happier for it. Her hair is 100% happier for it. So here I am. I'm toning it. After I'm done with the toning, I blew it out and then I pressed it. But this video is just me doing the K18 and the toning process. And then at the end, I have pictures of what her hair looked like once we were done with the visit. So here I am trimming, trim away. And even, with a haircut, it's almost never done. You know what I'm saying? You can always perfect it. So as I was styling her hair, I completed the trim, and it was very good. It was very good. She was very happy with what her hair ultimately looked like. So you see how long her hair is there, but that's the thing. I love her. She goes, what's the point of having the long hair if it's damaged? And her damage is really not from anything else but pool water. If you go in the pool a lot, that chlorine is very damaging. So, an advice that I give is put conditioner on your hair. Excuse me. And so a person might be like, but wait a minute, but won't the conditioner wash off? So think about this. You put the conditioner on at least 30 minutes beforehand. There you go. Beautiful, right? 30 minutes beforehand, it'll create a barrier and you'll be good to go. Look at that hair. That hair is absolutely new. It is not the same hair that you saw before. Look at that. Gorgeous. Okay, bye. Love you.